And before I could think any more, the moose was like, who's this freaky, big-eared, chinless freak standing on my grassy knoll? And he charged right at me. Charged me!
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm Roy Wood Jr. When traveling, make sure... The Harland Highway. This is Harland Williams.
Well, I shouldn't even be here, gang. I shouldn't even be alive. Yours truly has had a few pretty dangerous encounters with wildlife. Well, if you want to laugh that I'm almost dead. But I had three encounters with nature. Way back in the day, I used to be a forest ranger, and I'm up in northern Canada. And I'm driving around in my pickup truck. I got a 3/4-ton pickup truck, hey? And I'm driving around, I'm going down an old lumber road, an old dirt lumber road. I'm just driving along, having thoughts in my head about, oatmeal and psoriasis and things like that. And I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, I see this big mound of grass, and I slam on the brakes. I'm like, Aah! But it wasn't like a screeching tire sound, because I was on gravel. I just told you that, gang. It was more like a... So I stopped my 3/4-ton pickup truck, hey? And I look on the top of this grassy knoll, and there's a full-grown moose. There's a moose standing on a grassy knoll, and I'm thinking, okay, there's a moose, here's me. I'm gonna see how close I can get to the moose, right? So he's pulling the grass, he's like, and then he's chewing, he's like, it's like watching a fat family from Ohio go through a lasagna bar at Golden Corral, right? And I'm thinking, if I imitate these sounds, I'll get close to the moose. So I start pulling the grass, and I pull, chew, and I keep getting closer and closer and closer. And then I'm about 20 feet from this full-grown moose, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, what's my end game here? Do I want to get up to this moose and scratch it behind the ears? Do I want to rub its hump? Do I want to play with that hairy nutbag that dangles under its chin and, just fiddle with its throat bag? And before I could think any more, the moose was like, who's this freaky, big-eared, chinless freak standing on my grassy knoll? And he charged right at me. Charged me! And at the last second, just before he's about to hit me, there was a dead tree hanging over the grassy knoll. He hit it, the tree shattered, and he got spooked and went the other way. Now, the upside is, I peed my pants, I watered the grass, so there you go. Now, let's smash cut to Rwanda. Hello. We're looking for the legendary mountain gorillas. The ones that Diane Fossey saw in The Mist, but it was really like her bong smoke, right? And we're climbing up this volcano, and boom, we come across the mountain gorilla, the mother and the children and the aunties. But where's the big boy, huh? They told me there was a 500-pound silverback gorilla up there in the mountain, right? I'm like, where's the big boy? And all of a sudden we hear it. It's like, Aah! Like, what the fuck? There he is, 500-pound silverback, opens the bamboo, right? Just peels it open, presents himself, postures, right? Slides down right in front of him. He's just standing there with his big fucking eyebrows, just staring at all of us. And I'm thinking, this is great. Till I realized in our group of 8 people, I'm the only guy with a brand new, bright, shiny, red baseball hat. And so now 2 Spanish words are going through my head. Ole, ole. And sure enough, just as I finished that thought, I heard our guide go, He's attacking! Here comes this giant 500-pound silverback gorilla just charging at me. He's beating his chest. He's like, ah! He's just hitting his areoli so hard I thought they're gonna fly off and land on my eyes, right? Here he comes. But these mountain gorillas, they do a thing called a mock charge. It's to show dominance. So he wasn't really gonna hit me, but he came closer to the moose. He came like 4 feet in front of me and then went the other way. And of course, at that point, I once again produced something in my pants. It was a Cracker Barrel meatloaf. And lastly, let's smash cut to the Pacific Ocean. Sir, if you could look away, sir, your focus is scary. I'm fishing the Pacific Ocean, gang, going for salmon. You ever catch a salmon, my love, when you're not busy rolling around in the hazelnut fields? I'm fishing. I'm out in a 17-foot boat fishing for salmon, right? I got a bait boy with me. This guy's like a college kid. He's like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemount High. Just a stoner dude. I'm pretty sure when I wasn't looking, he was smoking the bait, right? And we're out there fishing, and the ocean's nice and calm, and I look about 50 yards away, and all of a sudden I see this circle of bubbles on the surface of the water. Big circle of bubbles, and what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden, 2 giant humpback whales just exploded from under the water. Their mouths open. They swallowed a whole school of fish. And I was like, what the hell was that, stoner, bro? And he's like, oh, fuck, man. He's like, the humpback whales, that's how they hunt, man. They go down to the bottom of the ocean. They look for a school of fish, and then they blow bubbles out of the asshole on their head, right? So they swim around the school of fish, and they create a wall of bubbles, and then they come up and they swallow the whole school of fish. The fish in the wall of bubbles are afraid to go through, so they get trapped, right? And I'm thinking, wouldn't that be funny if I could get those whales to come over here, and I could get a nice little picture of the whales? So, of course, I start doing some whale calls to attract them, right? I'm like... Nothing. So I go back to fishing, and a few minutes later, holy fuck, I look beside me, a bubble comes up. Right beside the boat. Just one bubble, right? It was probably like a sea cucumber fart coming up from the... So I'm like, there's a bubble, and then suddenly there's another bubble, and another one, and another one, and all of a sudden I realized, holy fuck, hey? They're doing a bubble circle right under the damn boat. And I'm like, what the? And all of a sudden I put the boat in reverse, I pull that sucker backwards, and I swear to God, just as I get out of the bubble circle, 3 feet off the front of the boat, 2 giant humpback whales. These things are 60 feet long, the length of 3 Greyhound buses. Mouths open, tons of fish going down, and I'm like, holy shit, that could have been us. And the stoner dude was like, yeah. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Harland Williams, everybody.